Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Now, if you go and visit the Nurburgring, it's not actually open for tourists every day, all day. So when members of the general public are allowed on the track, this is referred to as Touristfahrten. I'll put a link in the description below to the Nurburgring website and their calendar, which tells you what days the track is open for the general public to do Touristfahrten. During weekdays, the track doesn't usually open until 5 o'clock and then it closes again at 7:30. But all is not lost on those days. It's usually because the track's exclusively rented by a company to either do a private track day or for industry pool car testing. So you'll still see stuff go around the track. You might even catch something really special. So the question is, you're here on holiday. It's a weekday, the track isn't open till 5 o'clock, so how do you fill your day? Well, that's what this video is about. We're going to give you a little rundown of how you can keep yourself busy at the Nurburgring without having to travel too far away from it. I mean, if you do fancy a bit of a road trip, then we could highly recommend going to either Koblenz or Bonn, which are the two big towns that aren't too far away from the Nurburgring. But you don't have to really go that hour-long drive to get there. You can just stay in the general vicinity of the Nurburgring. There's actually plenty to do. Well, first on the list is why not come and have breakfast at the Cockpit Cafe. It's literally just off the Nurburgring at Exmühl. So it's a fantastic place to have some breakfast, and then after that you can take a little walk up the steps and you can sit there watching all the cars go by. You never know, you may catch something really interesting like some industry pool cars during the week. If you wait here for just 10-15 minutes, you'll actually usually spot some really cool stuff going around. Also, this is a great place to pick up the path that goes all the way around the Nurburgring like we walked in our previous video. If you're into your local history, then why not give the Nurburg Castle a go? It's not far from the entrance of the track, it's open to the general public, it's very cheap to get in, and even if you're not into your history, going to the top of one of the towers, you get a fantastic view of the track and the surrounding countryside. Next up is the Nurburgring Complex. Plenty of stuff here to see and do. First up in the complex, there's actually a go-kart track. Never done it myself, but great if you've got kids along with you for the journey. There are a couple of places you could get food and drink, loads of shops, so places that sell car parts, t-shirts, general merchandise and knickknacks. Great place to just wander around and see what's open, what's for sale that day. Now, one of the real oddities about the Nurburgring Complex is the indoor roller coaster. I don't know the exact details, but I understand that when they finally opened it, unfortunately it went wrong and it hurt a load of people, so it's been shut now ever since. A lot of manufacturers have their own little mini, almost like dealer display booths here, but usually it's only like the hot, sporty, track-ready models they've got on show. So one of the great things about the shops at the complex is they're not all aimed at the super rich. The main complex shop, for example, has a huge range of clothing, merchandise, memorabilia and souvenirs, and their prices are quite reasonable actually. So regardless of what your budget is, you should find something here that's great to take home. If you're looking for a quick and easy lunch, then it's great there's a Subway on hand. Before you leave the complex, make sure you check out the Nurburgring Museum. Doesn't matter whether you're into motorcycles, trucks, cars, supercars, touring cars, there's something for everybody here. There's even plenty of stuff to keep the kids entertained. So when you leave the complex, why not pop down the road to the Nurburgring Business Park? You've got loads of manufacturers and tuning companies here, and you never know, you might see something special. It's not uncommon for us to drive through here and catch a glimpse of a camouflage prototype or a brand new model of a car rolling out of the dealership.
Like bulletproof cars and stuff. They're the people that put all the body armour on.
Next up, we've got Brunchen, which is probably the second most famous corner on the track after the carousel. It's a great place with loads of parking. You can stop here, bring some picnic with you, sit back in a deck chair and watch all the cars come steaming down the hill. It's that famous YouTube corner where you always see lots of spectacular crashes on video. Usually because people are coming through Brunchen far too quick. They can't scrub off the speed and they run wide on the exit. Unfortunately, this means they usually end up at the gravel trap, or they go through the gravel trap and they hit the left barrier. Sometimes in an attempt to correct going wide, they put on too much steer and they get a bit of a tank slapper going on and they end up in the right-hand barrier. But generally, when I've seen the track closed, it's usually because an accident's happened here. Now, a trip to Adenau would not be complete without visiting Melanie Koch. And no, it's not a person, it's actually a supermarket. Yes, it's got a funny name, but it's actually a really good supermarket chain. They've got lots of beer, wine, spirits, and I always grab a load here before heading back to the UK. Why not go rent a ring taxi? You can go and book one even when the track's closed for one of the following days or later on that evening. It's a great opportunity to go around the track with a professional racing driver to see what the Nurburgring's like at race speed. If you prefer to drive yourself rather than be chauffeur driven, why not rent yourself a ring car? There's loads of companies around the Nurburg area where for a reasonable price you can borrow one of their cars to take on the Nurburgring. If you like a good walk, why not do a track walk like one of our earlier videos? You get right up and personal with the track. And seeing the track from an on-foot perspective, you really start to appreciate how cambered some of the corners are and how steep some of the hills are. And that brings us to the end of the list. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, hope it was useful, and happy Nurburgringing. Bye for now.